Good morning, class 9. Welcome to your English class again. But before I start my class today, I want to ask something from you. Have you taken the decision whether you'll opt computer or Punjabi? I am sure most of you have decided whether you are going to take Punjabi or computer. I just want to ask on what basis you have made this decision or you have opted the subject. I know most of you must be having the reason that my friend is taking computer or Punjabi, so I will also go for the same as I want to enjoy their company in the class, right? Or maybe some of you, as they belong to Punjabi family, feels or finds Punjabi easy to learn, or so maybe that's why they opted Punjabi. Or some of you might find that computer is a practical subject, so it is easy to score in computer, so they must have taken computer, right? I just want to say that whenever we have to make a choice, we go for a choice that is easy to carry or that is beneficial to us, right? You must be thinking why ma'am is talking about choice and all that, because today the topic which we are going to cover in this class is a poem, and the name of the poem is The Road Not Taken. The poem is based on the same theme. The poem is about making choices and the choices that make our life, that shape our life, right? Man regrets on the choice that he makes, but something, once it is done, it can't be undone, right? Man regrets for what he denied himself in life rather than he has chosen. So this is बेसिक ह्यूमन नेचर कि जो चीज़ आपने चूज़ कर ली उसको आपने कैरी फॉरवर्ड कर लिया, देन यू कीप ऑन रिग्रेटिंग द ऑप्शन फॉर द ऑप्शन विच यू हैव नॉट चोजन फॉर योर लाइफ, राइट? सो वी आर गोइंग टू रीड द पोएम in which the poet is telling us how difficult it is to make a choice, right? The poet has given the title that The Road Not Taken, means the choice not taken. Here the road does not signify an ordinary road. It functions as a metaphor of the vital or very important decision that we take in our life. So before reading the poem, let us learn something about the poet. As I know you are already familiar with Robert Frost because we have already covered a poem in standard 8th as well. Can you name that poem? Yes, it is Mending Wall. So let's learn something about the poet. His full name was Robert Lee Frost. He was an American poet born on 26th March 1874 at San Francisco, USA. Died on 29th January 1963. He is a very well-known and popular poet, American poet. Before his work got published in America, it got published in England. Means before getting popularity in his own country, he got popularity in England. No other poet can, his qualities are extraordinary. No other poet can match his skills. The way Robert Frost has described or has written about the action of the ordinary people, no other poet can write. Almost all the poems are describing the action, are talking about the ordinary men. Stopping by woods on a snowy evening, mending wall, after apple picking, nothing gold can stay, fire and ice, birches. A huge collection of poems are there in English literature which you can go online and read. All the poems are worth reading. Okay, so because of his extraordinary work throughout his life, he received many awards, and in July 1961 he has been named as the Poet Laureate of Vermont. Vermont is a place in America, in USA, and he has been named as Poet Laureate of Vermont. Laureate means a person who honored with awards because of his achievements. So even in July 1960 he has been named as Poet Laureate of Vermont. So now we will read the poem. Let's start reading the first stanza. Two roads diverged in a yellow wood, and sorry, I cannot travel both. And be one traveller, long I stood and looked down one as far as I could to where it bent in the undergrowth. Diverged means separate. Yellow woods, the forest full of yellow leaves. Why the poet is describing the forest as yellow forest? Because it is autumn season and the leaves of the trees turned yellow and they fell, and because of those trees the forest covered with uh, the scattered leaves covered the whole forest and it became yellowish. That's why he is telling the forest is yellow. Now the poet is describing here his own position, that one day he went for a walk in a forest and he came to a point where the road diverged into separate into two directions, and he is here. Now he has to take a decision. As being a traveler, he cannot travel on both the roads. Either he has to choose this one for his further journey or this one. So the poet is saying two roads diverged in a yellow wood, and sorry, the poet is feeling sorry that he could not travel both the road simultaneously. He has to choose here one and be one traveler, and he is telling because he is the traveler, he has to go further on the on his path. So long I stood, he stood there for a long time to take the decision that which road will be more beneficial for him and or will suit him, and look down one as far as I could. And the poet is telling that I have looked both the roads very carefully, उतनी दूर तक जितनी दूर तक मैं देख सकता था, टू वेयर इट बेंट, जहाँ तक कि ये आगे जाकर मुड़ नहीं जाती या इट बिकेम हिडन ड्यू टू द dense growth of the trees. So here the poet is describing his position that we can relate it with our own situation in life. When we have to make any choice, we also face the same kind of situation. We looked at both the choices which life given us, and we look at the pros and cons of the choices, that how it could be beneficial or how it would be difficult for us after being chosen this option for us. So this was our first stanza. Now let us look at the literary devices used by the poet in this stanza. Yellow wood. First we will see the rhyming scheme. The first line ends with wood, then both, let it give a letter A. Both does not rhyme with line 1, so it will be B. Wood, stood, could. The first line is rhyming with the third and fourth line, and both, undergrowth. The second line is rhyming with the fifth line. The poem is having same rhyming scheme for all the stanzas. So this is the rhyming scheme. Now let us see the next. And when a word is repeated in two lines or more than two lines at the beginning, this literary device is known as anaphora, right? So anaphora has been used here. Then two roads, here the poet is using symbolism when he is relating one thing with the other. Two roads actually representing the two choices the life gives to us. So they are symbolizing the two choices given to us by the life. Now we will see second stanza. Then took the other just as fair, and having perhaps the better claim, because it was grassy and wanted wear, though as for that the passing there had warned them really about the same. So just as fair means as good as the other one, and better claim means better option, wear means uses, and warn means damage. So as we know, the poet was at a point where he has to make a decision, he has to choose one path. So here he is telling that he has made that choice and he took the other road. Both the roads were looking same to him, but he is telling that he took the other one and having perhaps the better claim, and maybe for choosing this road he was having a better option or better reason. And what is the reason? That because it was grassy, that it looked or it appeared grassy, it appeared less traveled and wanted wear, and this road wanted that traveler should use it. So the poet is telling that he took the other road, though both the roads appeared same, but he took the other road because maybe he was having a better reason, because the road was less traveled and it wanted that traveler should choose it to go further. In our life, as I've told you, that we go for less risky choices or more acceptable decisions, right? Only a few are there who dare to take the risk. So the poet is telling that he has taken that decision, that he has chosen the less traveled road, though as for that the passing there had warned them really about the same. And he is telling at the same time that after he walked on the path for some distance, he realized both the paths had been worn out, had been damaged the same way, right? Even in our life we take any path or option, but all of them have the same benefits, disadvantages, problems, challenge, right? We think that we are choosing a better option, but it is not that way. So this is the second stanza. Now let us understand the literary devices which has been used here. As I have told you, the whole poem is having the same rhyming scheme. So fair, the first line of second stanza is rhyming with third and fourth. Fair, where, there, and second claim and same. Second is rhyming with the fifth line. Now the other is alliteration. Alliteration means when the consonant sounds are repeated, like here, wanted, where. So was sound is repeated, the, that, the, there, the sound is repeated. So here alliteration has been used. Then one more literary device has been used here, personification. Personification means when non-living thing has been given the quality of living being. See here, the poet is saying because it was grassy and wanted wear. Here he is talking about the road, and he is telling it wanted wear. Wanted means चाहना. अब चाहता कौन है? रोड की तो कोई अपनी चाहत नहीं होगी. चाहत किसकी क्वालिटी है? लिविंग बीइंग की, ह्यूमन बीइंग्स की, राइट? सो he is telling that the road wanted wear. Here he has personified the road as human being. So these are the literary devices. Let us move to the third stanza. And both that morning equally lay, in leaves no step had trodden black. Oh, I kept the first for another day, yet knowing how way leads on to way, I doubted if I should ever come back. Now equally lay means here appeared same. Trodden black means walked over, means the leaves get trodden due to being crushed under the footsteps, right? पैरों के नीचे कुचल कर क्रश हो जाने पत्ते, ठीक है? तो now the poet is saying, and both that now he is again telling that morning when he came, when he had to make that decision, both the roads appeared same to him. In leaves no step had trodden black. Both were covered with leaves, and the leaves were not trodden black. They were not crushed under the footsteps. Means only less traveled use both the roads. Oh, I kept the first for another day. Still he has chosen one path, and he thought that he will move on the other path on some other day, yet knowing how way leads on to way. And the poet is very well aware at that point how way leads on to way, that रास्ता जब हम एक रास्ते पर जाते हैं, the poet was here, he chosen this path, now he is telling this way will also have other path, this way also leads with other ways. So I doubted if I should ever come back. The poet is in doubt that whether he will get a chance to come back here to make this choice again in his life. This is happened, this is same with our real life. When we have to make a choice, that we have to keep on moving with that particular choice which we make for ourselves. We cannot come back and make the choice again. As suppose now you have opted computer or Punjabi. Once you passed with computer, the 9th standard with computer or Punjabi, in 10th standard you will not get the chance to change your subject. So the same thing the poet wanted to tell us, that once we made the decision, we have to keep on moving ahead with the same decision. We have to face its pros and cons. Then life will not give us chance to come back on the point and make the decision again or change the choice, right? So this is the third stanza. Again the rhyming scheme is same, lay, day, way. The first line of this stanza also rhyming with the third and fourth, and second is rhyming with the fifth line. And again alliteration has been used here, as the sound F has been repeated here. Now let's learn the last stanza of the poem. Now it is the last and fourth stanza. I shall be telling this with a sigh, somewhere ages and ages hence, hey, two roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less travelled by, and that had made all the difference. Now here the poet is telling that he had made the decision, he took the other road, and now he is telling that in future, somewhere ages and ages hence means in future. In future he would be telling it with the deep breath, sigh of relief, that two roads diverged in a wood in the past, and the poet took the one less travelled by, and the poet has chosen the road which was challenging. In spite of copying the other, he took the road which was less travelled by, and that had made all the difference in his life, that had made him successful in his life, and it has left a remarkable effect in his life. So this was our poem. So what the poet want to tell us, that in spite of copying the other, we need to be very wise with our choices, right? We should choose make the choices for our life very wisely, in spite of copying other or in spite of being influenced by other. We need to think what is better for us, and we need to make the choices wisely, right? So this was our poem. Now the same rhyming scheme is there, sigh, I and by, and hence and difference. One more literary device has been used in this last stanza. It is repetition. Repetition means when any word or line has been repeated. This literary device is basically used to put an emphasis on something, like two roads diverged in a wood. So the poet wants to emphasize on this, that these choices came in his life, and this made all the difference in his life. So ages and ages, this word has been repeated, and two roads diverged in a wood. In the first stanza also, our poem starts with this same line, two roads diverged in a yellow wood there, and here it is repeated, two roads diverged in a wood. So this was our poem. I hope you understand. And now question answers you will get in the PDF file. Only one question is there, which is for your self writing. Read the question. Have you ever had to make a difficult choice or do you think you will difficult choices to make? You will have. how will you make the choice? So you have to write, have you ever had a chance to make a difficult choice, or you think that in future you will have such kind of possibilities that you have to make a choice, difficult choice for yourself. So how will you make that choice? That you have to write. This you will write to yourself, you will try to write, and then I will give you the answers in PDF file. Till then, bye.